Hi guys, let's see the basic details to be noted during a site visit. So in case you are visiting industries for installation of solar plant, these things has to be noted carefully for a better design. So first thing is the coordinates location. So this coordinates location will be useful to find the azimuth angle of the building. So we will not be able to find the azimuth of the building at site using Google SketchUp and Google Earth. You will be able to find the azimuth angle of the building. And second thing is the average monthly consumption of the client. So in case they are in a HT site, they will be using in a monthly consumption basis. The billing will be, so note down the average monthly consumption, and if needed, get the 3 months EB bill details. Last 3 months EB bill details will be able to trace out the consumption details, and how many hours of load shedding each day. So how many hours they are shedding up the loads for a break or something for a lunch, and in case for a month how many days they are shedding the plant. In case some plant will not be running at Sundays, so there will be no load at the industries. So note down those days, a number of holidays in a year, and loads on holidays. So some plants will be running with minimum number of capacity on holidays. By Sundays they will be running at some 50% of the total load. So to take down the details at load and holidays. And DG capacity, this is quite important, and number of DG and the capacity of each DG is quite important. And transformer details, what you're using, in case it is 1 MVA transformer or 2 MVA transformer, what is the interconnection voltage from 33 to 440, or uh, 11 kV to 440, what is the transformer details will be noted down. And interconnection voltage, so it is 440 MV voltage you will basically dealing with. If any speeder is available at the interconnection point, so in case you need to find the termination point MV panel, so you need to find any spare feeder is available there for a solar interconnection. And going for the rooftop details, so rooftop details in the sense, what is the type of roof, it is RCC or sheet roof. So depending upon this your design will vary. And if it is roof insured or not, and in case it is a sheet roof, roof penetration is allowed or not. So some client will be allowed to penetrate into the roof, and some will not be available, giving you permission to penetrate in the sheet roofs. So get a confirmation from the client regarding this penetration. And approximate distance of LT panel, so in case you are having a inverter at roof, and MV panel will be around at ground floor, so you will be installing at somewhere around 20 meters above the roof. So take down the approximate distance of the LT panel where you are going to terminate. And roof access, when you're going for a CEG, the CEG inspector might ask for a roof access if it is not available. So roof access is quite important. And orientation of roof, what is the roof orientation, you need to mark it down. Next thing is roof inclination. You need to find the roof inclination. It may be 10-degree tilt or 12-degree depending upon the installed. So you have to calculate the roof tilt. And the next thing is total number of roofs to be installed. So some client will be saying that you can install with 2 roof. Depending upon the capacity of the plant, you can suggest 2 buildings or 3 buildings. So you need to take down all the roof details and the distance between the roof and the MV panel termination. And next is the dimension of each roof. Dimension of each roof is quite important for a module placement. So this has to be taken clearly. You need to calculate the shadow of each roof. So some roof may have air vent, so this air vent may be casting shadow on the modules you are placing. So this has to be taken clearly. So shadow of each roof has to be taken clearly for a proper design. And roof availability, so in case you have 2 roof as an example, so name of the block you should be mentioned, and terrace area, if it is roof is a sheet or a RCC, and inclination and orientation has to be mentioned for easy understanding. If it is any remarks, so some roof may be damaged, it will be the roof sheet may be damaged, so it has to be replaced. Only after replacing you can just install a module, so remarks has to be given. And documents to be collected from the client team. So site SLD, this is quite important for your understanding as well as the spare details and the MV panel you're connecting. And if sheet roof structural drawing is available, you need to get it. So because for a structural evaluation, so stability of the structure has to be finded for a not for a sheet roof. RCC may be default, it has an load bearing capacity. When coming to a sheet roof, it may have some drawbacks. So you should calculate the load bearing capacity of a sheet roof. And last 6 month EB detail consumption. So these are the things to be noted during site visit for a rooftop in case you're going for a visit in ground mounted. So you have to note the details of this connectivity first. So connectivity in the sense nature of road. It is a highway, national highway or a state highway or a village road near to the land, and evacuation point. So nearby substation you will be having an evacuation point. So you need to collect the details of distance from the substation, aerial or along the road. So what will be the approximate distance from the substation to the point of your land? And rating of the substation, it may be 132 or 66 or 33 or 11 kV. So what is the available capacity of substation nearby the land? Next is the distance that need to be crossed over land not in the ownership of project developer. So in case you will be procuring a land only for a PV plant, so for evacuation, transmission and distribution, you will need to cross the reach the substation by crossing some other land. So you need to verify the land ownership and availability of the lands there, and transformer capacity and additional capacity under construction, and substation log to check the downtime of the substation. So is there any downtime of the substation? Area availability to construct a separate way for power evacuation. So some substation may not be having the extra space for a bay extension. Some may have. So you need to check with the availability of the extra space and contact details of the concerned person there. Permission for transmission utility to evacuate at the identified substation. So you need to get the transmission permission from the concerned department. And the next thing is transmission tower nearby the connecting plant to the identified substation. There may be existing transmission tower, so that may interrupt our transmission tower which we are going to lay. So we have to check with the existing towers, and going for a radiation potential and the global horizontal radiation data at the site has to be taken. So will be taken from the softwares. And coming with the land, contour or slope of the land should be taken, and amount of undulation of the land need to be taken. Near and far horizon shading in south direction need to be taken, and tests like soil test, is it rocky or sandy, need to be taken. And next thing is possibility of draining of water in the nearby canal or any other water bodies. You need to check with the water drainage facilities. And next is source of water for cleaning. So you can take it from near canal or you can use your borewells or water bodies. So it is quite important for a cleaning purpose. You should check with the availability of water now. And legal papers regarding ownership of land. So once you're going for a land registration, you need to check with the legal papers regarding that land, and survey of entire site boundaries. So it should be taken.